Chris, just what did you see from your group, especially at the start, that set the tone and got you guys rolling the way that you did?
Our defense. Our defense was good, was on point. Certainly, we're able to kind of get out and play faster than we have been playing through the first 2 games of the series. Get some turnovers and some, emotional momentum plays early on, to kind of get us going. So,
what led to the Terrence decision, and just what do you think about the lift that he gave you?
I mean, it was awesome. Came in. I've been wrestling with getting another guy in the rotation. We played Jaden a little bit the other day. I just, a guy who can stretch the floor in transition. He's a downhill player. Got a good body. Physicality. We needed some physicality out there. Just kind of a different type of player than we have in other positions. So, we kind of knew coming into the game that we were going to get to him.
Ant obviously scored a lot in the first, but his defensive tenacity, the way he attacked the glass, just what did you think of the tone he seemed to set for the entire team?
Yeah, I mean, that's what we need him to do, and that's when he does it. It takes us to another level. I thought that's what was really, really big in the first quarter. He got a couple of those steals. He was all over the place. He knew that we needed that type of start from our defense, and he brought it. He was really, really good.
Coach, with the way that Terrence played and the fact that he had big minutes for you, can we see him play a bit more going forward? What could his role look like in Game 4?
You're definitely going to see him more. You got to – first thing is to be good in this league, you got to keep doing what you've already just done. So we just want to see more of the same, but we know either way, whether the shots go in or he scores or doesn't score, he's going to bring energy and competitiveness. That's what we really love about him. So, yeah.
Coach, talk about Naz Reid getting back strong today.
Yeah, it was good for Naz to see some threes drop for him. I thought he played much more definitively and just confident. And, I thought the only thing that kind of got in his way was a little bit of foul trouble. He's starting to get some momentum. But, he's been so important to us, and we need him. And, I thought he gave us another kind of gear, too, out there. So.
Chris, they came out of halftime, an 11-2 run, and you guys called a timeout and then went 20-4 back. What was the key in that timeout to kind of reground, refocus things?
Just to, welcome to Minnesota. What was the question?
In the spirit of refocusing out of that, what was the key of refocusing out of halftime?
Oh, the timeout. Yeah, I mean, that was just it. It was refocus. We've had second half starts like that before when we've played really well in the first half. I just thought we were a little sloppy with our passing, a little loose with our defense. These guys came back from, 30-plus against Memphis. Just in this playoffs recently, they're an outstanding team. They're not going to quit. So we started giving up threes, which we didn't want to do at that point in time, and then we had an and one. So it was just like a combination of both. Guys really refocused, came out and not just got back in the game, but grew the lead from beyond what it was at half. So all credit to those guys. So.
Even in the stretches where you played well in the first 2 games, you didn't kind of reach maybe this level where you just kind of thrashed them. Is there something psychologically for this team at this moment in the series that now you can accomplish this against this team?
First of all, shots went in today, and they hadn't gone in games 1 and 2, and that's just the nature of it sometimes. So, we don't feel psychologically disadvantaged when we step out on the floor. I don't know if that answers your question or not. So we just had to kind of keep finding a better game within ourselves. We hadn't really played our best basketball. All credit to them at times for affecting that. Tonight I think we just were able to put it all together and got to do it again. So.
Coach, it seemed like you guys were really aggressive, especially jumping passing lanes, getting deflections, especially early on. Was that a point of emphasis coming into tonight? Well,
we wanted to be the aggressor in everything. Yeah, absolutely. So, guys knew what type of defense we can play. We don't feel that we've been playing it. We felt most of the series we've been on our heels defensively. I think that was a mindset switch that we realized. So guys, got aggressive, and that's what you need to do right now. So.
What did you guys do better and or differently against Gilgeous-Alexander tonight?
You want me to tell you?
He didn't have as good of a game.
I mean, like I said, we just were more aggressive everywhere. I thought we were a little cleaner around him with, didn't foul. Just our competitiveness was at all-time high. Like, he is a phenomenal player, man, and he's not going to have too many nights like this. So we feel fortunate for that, and we'll move on to Monday.
When you lose 2 games in the fashion that you lost the first 2 games, the confidence can be kind of shaken. Did you sense any of that, notice any of that? And if so, kind of to what Chris was saying, is that kind of an emotional boost moving forward?
Yeah, I mean, we have I didn't sense any loss of confidence from our team. I sensed frustration that we hadn't played well. I hadn't shot the ball well, but we were, like I said to you, pre-game, we were happy with the shots that we were able to generate, in particularly game 2. And, I think we had a 4 or 5 minute periods where in both games where they do what they do, which is turn you over at a high level and get into you, turn it into quick points at the other end of the floor. And, we were able to avoid that tonight. And that's really kind of what it came down to. So.
Chris, Julius didn't play down the stretch in the fourth in game 2. Didn't play down the stretch in the fourth in certainly different circumstances tonight. What impressed you about the way he responded between games 2 and 3?
Yeah, I mean, Julius was awesome, and he and I chatted this morning, and as I said, hey man, like, you had one subpar game in the playoffs so far. It just happened to be the other night, and just we're moving on. I mean, the other day it was nothing really about him or his play specifically. We were down. We had to try to change the complexion of the floor, and he got it. I think that's where our team has grown in its maturity. The game 1 it was Rudy. Game 2 it was him. We can't play them all, and he was fine with it. Of course, he wanted to play, but he also had played 32 minutes up to that point in time in the game, and of the 36 that were available to that point, and that team caught a little run, so I just kind of figured I'd ride it out, see how it went, and he totally understood that. But I was extremely proud of his response today. And he got back to doing exactly what we needed him to do, which is not only score and play make. He only had 3 assists, but he did a really good job of like setting up a lot of things out there. So.
Coach, you think you got their attention tonight with this whipping?
I mean, listen, they're a great team. That I don't think that they have ever disrespected anybody or anything like that. So, it's one game win. It doesn't matter what the margin of victory is. They still have a 2-1 series lead. We got to come out and try to do it all over again on Monday. So.
Did you feel something different with Anthony Edwards? It felt like he was attacking a little bit more. I mean, that up and under in the second was incredible.
Yeah. I thought he started attacking a lot more in game 2. And I thought today was a pretty clean game for him in terms of understanding when to attack, when to get off of it. So, and this has been the Ant's pattern. He's learning so fast and he's seeing so much. And, through the series that, whether it been the Lakers series or the Golden State series, like he's kind of really grown and felt what teams are trying to do, and kind of like rolled along with it. And just another example of you can feel him getting a little bit more comfortable out there with what he's trying to do. So,
Chris, on Ant, you have such a good feel for him from the end of game 2 and the off day heading into this one. Was there much dialogue? Did you just let him, figure out the
end of game 2?
From the end of game 2 to tonight, just what sense did you get from Ant heading into this one?
I mean, positivity. We talked about all the things we've been doing well. I said, just keep staying positive with your teammates, keep believing in them, keep feeding them. They'll knock down shots. He was fine. Ant's really resilient that way. Like he's always comes in a good mood, and he's always ready to go. And he was one of the most positive voices after game 2. In the locker room. So, The leadership that he has shown this season has come leaps and bounds. It's just another example of it. So.
Was the more aggressive defensive coverages, like in the pick and roll, Rudy playing higher up, do you think that helps Spark sometimes, like regaining that hit first defense?
Yeah, I think so. I think sometimes you just got to throw your fastball, and we were trying to do too much other junk out there at times. So, thank you.